So, to give you a little bit of an insight into like who I am and what I'm about, and I know there was a lot of big words that Abby just used in my bio, but I guess what I want to ask you is, you know how when you sort of reach that time in your life, and most of the time it's around our 40s, and we kind of realize that we've heard this a few times tonight already, like spent your entire life looking after everybody else, as we do as mums and, as amazing nurturers that we are, looking after everyone in our life for so long. And then we get to this point where we have a little bit more time and we realize that we don't actually know who we are or what we want or what we even like anymore. And so that is what I help women do. I help people who are at that stage in their life. I help them figure it out. Like, who am I? Who am I outside of all the roles and the hats that I have? Help them figure out who they are, what they want, and then help them go after it, to put it simply. And so I do that because I was once that woman. I went from feeling like an imposter in my own life to really knowing myself for the first time ever, it felt like, and confidently choosing myself without the guilt, the shame, and the uncertainty. And those last things we've also heard some others talk about tonight. They're really hard things to overcome because we are naturally a nurturer as a mum and as a wife and as a daughter and all the hats that we wear as women. And so, as I just said a minute ago, like coming on as the final speaker tonight, that imposter syndrome is like stepping up to this amazing platform you've all built tonight and having to share who I am and what I'm about. All those feelings come up. It's like, oh, like, am I going to be enough? Like, who listening relates to that? Like, am I going to be enough to follow all this amazingness? Am I amazing enough to actually have what it is that I finally figured out that I want? And so I'm going to be speaking in March about having the courage to start over. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean in a relationship, even though that was part of my journey. But I'm talking just even from a career point of view, or maybe you're just, like I said, figuring out what it is you're passionate about for the first time and deciding whether you have what it takes to go after it. And I believe that the way that we can know and have the certainty, get rid of the uncertainty and the doubt, is to really know ourselves, to really know what we're good at and really own it. And some of the time, actually all the time, we also have to get rid of the stories that we've been telling ourselves about the things that we're not good at. Or perhaps we have evidence that we've collected over the years from listening to other people in our lives or our failures or the things that we perhaps haven't done so well. We make up stories about ourselves. So we have to shed those things. And so it's a process of really going deep and really uncovering what it is that makes you, you. And I can tell you that it is a sometimes dark and intense journey, lonely, but it's so, so worth it. I only have the confidence to talk the way that I am now because I've been there. I didn't always feel like I was enough, even though I was successful as a mum and as a wife and as a daughter and as all the other things that I've done, I've had success in. Still had this feeling there that I had to get rid of. And it takes that deep work to really figure that out. So I'm going to be sharing the things that I have found that have really helped me, the questions to ask yourself, and the steps that you can take, the action that you can take straight away to start to move in towards that work. And that's the last thing that I want to leave you with tonight is a lot of people will talk to you about doing the work, or you might hear things or read books that say, you've got to do the work, that internal work. But what is that work? What is really? What does it look like? And do you have people around you who can help you to continue to step through it? And so I'm going to be talking about that a lot as well and really helping you to know what it is you need to do, know the work that you need to do so that you can finally know yourself and choose yourself. Maybe like myself, perhaps for the very first time in your life.